Everybody, we are back. It is Taped on Live's favorites podcast, favorites channel, favorites everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at mholder95 for Matt, and of course, pandasubs.com. Discount code TDL for 25% off. Also, make sure you hit up the homage store. Could you get the homage right there? You get the Bo Jackson Tecmo Super Bowl shirt. Boom. And then also you make sure you hit up the tapedontlie.store store. You can get a cap here like this, right? Yeah. So make sure you guys do that. tapedontlie.store. Like I said, usually it's right here. It might not be this time, but it depends on whether they flag us or not. I guess I learned that, man. If they flag us, it's not there. If they don't flag us, yeah,
I take it Kubiak got flagged.
Yeah, of course he did. Yeah, man. That Rams film. Come on. Of course.
All right. That's good.
Yeah, of course, man. All right. So today we're doing some more draft stuff. Doing Jake Golday, linebacker from Cincinnati, and I'm doing Genesis Smith, safety from U of A. So kind of two positions in need the Raiders might look at, especially in the third round or, maybe the second round, Yeah, we'll see where these guys go or what they do. They trade back. But yeah, we're definitely looking at the defense side today for draft. But I guess a couple of things we could talk about. The Maxx Crosby trade rumors are going crazy. Jay Glazer came out there and said that. And then Maxx Crosby came out today while we're recording this and came out and said that he never said that. Right? I think it was who was talking to him?
I forget who he said that to, but yeah. Cowherd.
Yeah, talking to Cowherd.
Yeah. Which I don't know. I mean, here's what I'll say: Jay Glazer is not a shoot for the hip. I'm the hip type of guy. Colin Cowherd is. That's coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
Whether that's coming from the Raiders or that's coming from Max's agents, that's not something. That's not a guy that's just going to put stuff out there or throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. Like Glazer keeps it pretty close to the best. And he's one of those insiders that isn't even like that big on Twitter because he kind of just keeps things to releasing it on his whatever show he's going to be on. So
yeah,
I think where there's smoke, there's fire a little bit. We've talked about it a bunch in the past. You guys know my stance. I think if the Raiders can get 2 first-round picks for him, because that was the other thing that Glazer said. He's like, I think they could get more than what the Cowboys got for Micah Parsons for Maxx Crosby, which was 2 first-round picks and a 3-time Pro Bowler and defensive tackle and Kenny Clark. So if that is the case, that's going to be pretty damn hard for the Raiders to turn down. I mean, you guys know my stance. I think if the Raiders can get anywhere close to 2 first-round picks for Max, I'd probably pull the trigger on trading him, just because I think that can help them rebuild. But it is interesting that he's coming out and saying it's not true, because I feel like that's the first time since the whole debacle about him getting pissed about getting shut down that he's really like stood on ground and been like that he wants to be around. And he didn't actually say that. He's just kind of basically saying, I'm just laughing at the rumors that are floating around that it's not coming from him. So.
Yeah, he said he's not going to ask anymore. That's what he said. I mean, if you really listen to what he said, I'm not going to ask anymore. I'm not going to ask. I'm just going to show up and do my thing, and whatever happens, basically like whatever happens. Kind of what it felt like to me when I was listening to it. A lot of people jump to conclusions and like, oh, he's not doing this. He's not getting traded now. Look at this. But he never said that I don't want to be traded. He never said I want to be a Raider. He's like, I'm in Las Vegas now, and I'm not going to ask for these things.
He's not asking.
Yeah. Is
CJ LeBoy, his agent, asking?
Exactly.
For him.
And you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, they're going to be, trying to say like, oh, well, we know this. But a lot of people are just loud mouths, and they're not going to tell you guys everything either. And then also, with, Jay Glazer, right? I mean, he's hearing that from somewhere. So it's going to heat up at the combine. Like, this is not going away. I mean, this is not going away. This is going to be at the combine. This is going to be the conversation, the big conversation there. So we're going to find out what's going to happen here. But it's going to be super interesting where they go from here with him. But if they get 2 first, man, I'm like, man.
Especially like if you could get the Cowboys. So the Cowboys, the 2027 first gets complicated because they traded that first or a 2027 first to the Jets for Quinn Williams, but it's whatever picks the highest of the two. So I don't know if they could even trade both of them, but I would assume if the Raiders are going to make that deal, they would if they included the 2027 first, it would have to be the worst of the two,
Yeah.
which is the deal. But say if Dallas is willing to move on from 12 this year, and whatever else, that'd be hard. That's gonna be a hard bet to beat on because there's gonna be a good defensive player available at pick 12 in this draft, whether that be Sonny Styles, a linebacker or a corner or someone. But that'd be really hard, I think, to pass up on if you're John Spytek to get two first for a guy that it's about to turn 29 before next season starts. And the last 2 years has ended the year on injury reserve with lower body injuries. And again, as we keep talking about, the Raiders are probably realistically 2 years away from competing. So it feels like the timelines between where they're at and Maxx Crosby's prime doesn't exactly line up. But we'll see. I mean, we got the combine, like you said, coming up. I feel like if we start hearing even more rumors and these keep coming up, then I think there's a lot more smoke than we realize, and we'll find out soon here. And I think March, if they are going to trade him, I would imagine it would be before the draft.
Yeah. It's gonna heat up. I mean, that's basically what happened. I mean, it's heating up, guys. You just gotta get ready for it. I mean, I knew this was gonna keep happening, and it's gonna keep happening, and just because of how the season ended, how those things ended, teams are gonna see if he's available. So, are the Raiders gonna listen? I think that's a big thing that people got to realize too. Are the Raiders gonna listen? Because teams are gonna see if he's available. Because all the teams are hearing that he's mad. So they're going to try to see, and that's going to be the big thing here. So,
yeah, that was the other thing Glazer said. He's like, when that happened, he's like, I had no less than 20 teams reach out to me and be like, what's going on there? So, there's some interest around the league in Maxx Crosby, that's for sure. Just whether or not the Raiders are willing to act on it or if they want to keep him around.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Anything else? You said you want to talk about Stoutland.
So Jeff Stoutland stepped down from the Eagles. If you guys don't know who Jeff Stoutland is, he's been their offensive line coach since 2013. I remember when I was doing some research on an article I wrote for Silver and Black Pride, he's turned out 26 Pro Bowlers, or had 26 Pro Bowl bids over the years, and 15 All-Pros. So if you're not a math guy, that comes out to 2 Pro Bowlers every season, and then a little bit more than 1 All-Pro every year.
Mm-hmm.
Steps down as the Eagles offensive line coach, wants to move on. It sounds like him and Sirianni had a falling out, and it sounds like maybe there's some backlash with Patullo, who they fired, and they brought in Sean Mannion to be the offensive coordinator this offseason. What I read on ESPN was they offered Stoutland to come back and be their own line coach. He declined and wanted to move on. He said he was going to step down from the Eagles, or step down from coaching the Eagles. And my take is, if I'm the Las Vegas Raiders, if I'm Tom Brady or John Spytek, I am doing whatever the hell I can to get that guy into Vegas. Reason being is there's nobody better at developing offensive linemen in the league right now. There's no coach that has a better resume than Jeff Stoutland. And I think probably the best example is Jordan Mailata. You want to get the most out of a guy like Laki Tassi? Well, guess what? Jordan Mailata never played football before, played rugby his entire life, ended up becoming an All-Pro.
Wow. Sounds
like pretty much the same scenario that you have with Tassi right now. So to me, like, you pick up the phone and you make Jeff Stoutland tell you no, and you give him whatever you want. If he wants to be offensive coordinator, fine, give him the title. If he wants to be the highest paid coach in a position coach in the NFL, you open up the checkbook and make that happen. If he wants to fuck Clint Kubiak's wife, let him have it, because you need this guy badly. And if you're the Raiders, with what you need. And I mean, we talked about it before. One of the biggest issues they had last year was having a terrible offensive line coach that couldn't develop these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Go get Stoutland if you can. I know Kubiak has like his offensive line guy that he might probably want to bring with him too, and he's got a pretty good resume too.
Mm-hmm.
Not Jeff Stoutland. So that was my take that I need to keep putting out in the airwaves is do whatever you can to get Jeff Stoutland.
Yeah, it's so bad that Lane Johnson's threatening to retire.
I didn't even see that. That's crazy.
Yeah, he might retire because of that.
Yeah. I mean, like, all the Eagles O linemen have been like upset about it. I mean, Jason Kelce talked about it. Jason Kelce was a 6th round pick, ended up being like a 6-time All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowler under Stoutland. So for me, like, when I saw that happen, I'm like, Yeah, you hand him a blank check. You tell him write the amount that you want to on this piece of paper right now, and we will make it happen. Because if the Raiders can land him, we talked about it last time about the Stars starting to finally align and them getting a good coach. If they got Jeff Stoutland, I'd be over the moon right now because that's the perfect thing. That's exactly what this offensive line needs right now is a guy like that.
You know what's funny about him? He's a Chip Kelly guy.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. He got to start and he got into the NFL because when Chip Kelly got the Eagles job, which is hilarious. And that's the other, like someone asked me like, would he be a good fit with Kubiak's scheme? Well, what I'll tell you is the Eagles clearly think he is because they brought in Sean Mannion to run the Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay type of offense, which,
Yeah.
as we talked about last time, is what the offense that Kubiak runs. And on top of it, he's worked for 3 full-time head coaches and like 7 offensive coordinators. So I feel pretty confident in his ability to be able to adapt and develop guys in whatever scheme it is. So yeah, I would be I'd be pretty yeah. You're gonna hear me be pretty vocal, especially if he still wants to coach of to go out and get that guy over the next few weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeff Stoutland University. So that's what Jordan Mailata says. So
Yeah,
be interesting to see what happens with him. What happens with him? But
for sure.
Kubiak might just be loyal to. I forgot the Seahawks guy's name, but might be loyal. Might be a loyal guy, Matt.
He is because I think he brought him over with. I think he was they were in New Orleans together too, and they've been together at other stops, and he brought him over with him. So I get that, but we're talking about legitimately one of the best offensive line coaches around right now.
I'll be ecstatic if that happened.
And the other problem is too, like there's probably 30 other teams in the league that are trying to get him. 31 really because the Eagles wanted him back. He just didn't want to come back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Eagles are crazy right now, man. They're like the most controversial winning team ever. It's wild.
Real.
Wild.
Yeah.
All right, but we're doing some draft stuff today. So doing Jake Golday and Genesis Smith. So tell us a little about Jake Golday.
Yeah, so he's a guy I feel like a lot of people like don't talk about that much. So much in this at this point in the draft process. I think part of that Cincinnati wasn't that great this year. But if you watch his film, like he's pretty damn good. Like he's a pretty good athlete, strong at the point of attack, has good size at 6'4", 240, good length too. And the thing is like that I've seen with him for a lot of people is like the way he got on my radar is I saw like Dane Brugler talking about him being a potential top 50 pick, and like Jordan Reed just dropped his top 50 big board and had him at like 46. So he kind of fits into that range where we're talking about looking at the second round prospects. I think he'll definitely be available at 36.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be a little bit of a reach? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how he tests. If he ends up blowing it up at the combine, he might certainly fall into those 30 range. But even with where he's at right now, where he's been projected for, where he's been projected with a lot of.
You're good, man. Don't worry.
Where he's been projected with a lot of these drafts, like he should still be on the table. Sorry, crisis over there. Must have dropped a pinky. But anyway, where I'm going with that should be available at 36. I don't think would be too big of a reach anyway with where he's kind of projected right now. My biggest issue with him is he doesn't have great instincts,
Okay.
which is usually kind of an issue at linebacker. But where I can cut him some slack. So he originally began his career at Central Arkansas, which is FCS school.
Mm-hmm.
And he's playing on the edge, and then he transfers to Cincinnati and moves to the off-ball role. So I can kind of like give him a little bit of a pass for not having great instincts, just because hasn't been playing the position that long. And like the more I watched him, like as I watched him throughout the season, like you could tell it started to click a little bit more for him. It's still not quite there, especially in coverage. Like one of the things Reed put on his little write up about Golday is that he needs to keep his head on a swivel more when he's playing zone, and that's definitely one of the things that I would agree on. But as far as like a trace perspective and what he brings to the table and being able to be a complete linebacker, it's all there. It's just a matter of can things start to click for him a little bit faster. And I think as he gets more experience playing the position, then you'll see that start to click, and he'll grow in that area too. So I think could be a great pick in the second round and could be a potential starter and 3-down linebacker for you.
Wow. Yeah. Jordan Reed has a 42. I saw that. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's super interesting that he used to be an edge rusher. And then he's kind of making that transition. And then so probably because That means Curry has some pretty good athleticism then for to be an edge rusher,
Yeah.
right? He's really good at show up at the linebacker spot. So that's what Jordan's saying. Is fast paced mover with excellent lateral pursuit. So yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe there's something there, but like it's interesting guys like that though. We're off the radar. People don't know who they are. If they go blow up the combine, then everybody's gonna be wanting to draft him at 36. You know what I mean? So he
Yeah.
could be an option there, especially if he's already getting ranked that high on people's draft boards.
Yeah. And to put it in perspective, I think he will have a pretty good combine. Bruce Feldman on his freaks list listed him as like number 48. Ran a 4.24 shuttle, which is a great time for a linebacker. 10'7" broad jump, 36-inch vert, 154 10-yard split, 24 bench press reps. Apparently, Max is at 365. Can do 19 pull-ups and hit 22.16 miles per hour running. So I think we're going to be hearing about him at the end of the month, blowing it up at the combine.
Wow, 19 pull-ups is impressive.
Yeah.
Uh, Daniel Jeremiah has him at 47.
Okay.
So he's ranked pretty high, man. This is not them taking
He's a
him at
top
36.
50 player.
Yeah, him going to 36, not crazy, not crazy at all.
Yeah.
All right, I'm doing Genesis Smith from U of A, who was somebody I wasn't even going to do him this week. I was thinking about doing Kevin Coleman because I was like, man, just keep it offense or maybe Sam Heck. And I do draft fanatics for the Sunday. We're doing safeties, and I started watching Genesis Smith. I was like, wow, I think the Raiders should draft this guy. So I decided that I would break him down for the channel. He's 6'2", he's 204, and he is athletic. Like he can move really well, very fluid in his hips. Has the ability to with great range because his speed is. I think he's gonna run really well at 6'2", 204. I feel like he's gonna hit 4.4s. Like he looks like he is fast, long
Yeah.
strides. He comes down here really quickly, which can hurt him sometimes because he can miss tackles or overrun tackles because he comes downhill too quickly. He doesn't break down, but when he breaks down and he gets in the box, he makes good tackles. So I think he's just got to get coached up a little bit there, just to learn to slow down and understand that he's like the last line of defense because he's a pure free safety too. He doesn't play in the box.
Okay.
He is a pure free safety, right? And but he can move sideline to sideline. Has great range, great speed, and the thing is, like, I even think that he could come down and play in the slot. I think, it's not a lot of reps of that on film, but I'm gonna show one rep where you can see it, where you can see that just the length, where he has the length, he has long arms, and just the range and his instincts as a free safety are great. So he's a really good guy. He just caught me off guard. I was like, I was not expecting him to look like this. And I think he's one of the sleeper guys in the draft. And I think it's somebody that they could grab at 67, or even just because he is a safety, maybe he's there at the top of the fourth round, just because he's low on the radar. But I don't know if after his combine, because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just the long strides. Maybe it ends up being like a 4.5 or something like that. But he can move. He's just so fluid at that height that it just kind of catches you off guard. But the tackling is a little concerning because if you go look at the stats, man, like against Houston, it was 66.7 missed tackle percentage. It does get a little concerning there, but I feel like it's more about him breaking down, him coming downhill too hard. Because like I was watching the game against Kansas, he came down like really hard, and he basically just overran the guy, and it went another 20 yards. So he's just got to break down and learn that a little bit. But the fluidness is great. So a lot to work with. But like I said, he might be a guy that just because it's maybe some of the tackling issues, he might be there in the fourth round. But that was a guy I would snap really quickly.
Yeah. I'm interested too because I don't know anything about him. You brought up his name, and I can't say it even rang a bell a little bit. So I'm curious to break down his game. The one thing I will say is, like, I feel like you weren't on his radar because you're biased. You're the Arizona State in you. Like, this guy can't play. And then all of a sudden you flip on the tape and you're like, shit.
I mean, this guy's pretty damn good. Oh, this U of A guy. What is this guy gonna do?
Yeah.
Oh no, he's impressive, man. He's impressive, and I just like he's a pure free safety. Like you don't see that too much anymore, especially in like college football.
Yeah.
Like he is a free safety. You know what I mean? And I really like that about him. But let's get into some Jake Golday, man. I would check out Jake Golday.
I'm gonna start off with a few clips of him playing the run. One thing you'll notice for sure is he's like a super physical dude, and he can get off blocks too. First few clips are going to be against tight ends, and then we'll get to the good stuff against the offensive line. You can see from against Nebraska. Let's see, what concept is this? Well, I guess kind of like a power concept, whatnot. But you see him come up and take on the offensive, the tight end here. Just does a great job tossing that dude out the club and comes off the block to make the play. I'm also interested to see what his arm length is. It looks like he's got some pretty long arms too.
Yeah,
you can see it on that this sideline view. I mean, he's damn near scratches his knees right here. Similar type of play here against Utah. Again, taking on a tight end.
Yeah.
And they'll put him on the line of scrimmage too. Obviously, with the edge background, that makes sense with at Cincinnati. But like you can see, like just physical, strong, control blocks at the point of attack, and they can stack and shed too. Nice little shed here at the end.
Yeah.
It's 88. Again, gets involved in the tackle near the line of scrimmage. One more, basically the same rep we just saw, just against quarterback, little quarterback power. It looks like here. Same thing. Just takes on blocks with his hands, quick to get his hands up too. It can stack and shed for sure.
Yeah. Good Lord. All right.
I mean, this one again, Nebraska does get a good gain. I think this is probably part of like where you can see maybe a little bit that he's a little just slow to diagnose. Like he kind of hangs out a little bit too far versus crashing downhill like this other dude's doing, 17. But you can see the strength and the ability to just get off blocks here against this guard. Great pad level, nice tight hands too. Escapes and ends up making the tackle there.
That's nice.
And that was the first game of the season to add some context to what I was saying earlier. This one not as physical. But what I like too is just how he like kind of keeps fighting. Like it looks like Cincinnati's doing something with their like I have some sort of game or stunt action where this guy's getting up the field and he's like supposed to loop around.
Yeah.
Which kind of puts him in a bad spot. But because he just takes on the block with his hands and he's like got decent leverage here, even though he's not quite bending his knees, he's still able to escape and then go end up making that play for a short gain. Again, same kind of thing that he did with those tight ends. Going up against Baylor center here. Boom. Great hand placement too.
Yeah, that's what I noticed.
Or like too, like not only keeping it tight, but like you can see on this one, this is a good example. Like gets under the armpit here to just kind of toss this lineman and use his size to his like use the lineman's size against him to kind of keep that momentum going to escape the block.
Yeah, I wonder, like, when these guys transition from edge to linebacker, like, you could tell that it's like him setting the edge basically in the middle of the field.
Basically, yeah. I mean, a few of those clips earlier, that's what we saw him just doing, set the edge. Yeah. I mean, same kind of thing here. Again, just taking on the block well, keeping his hands tight, shedding and getting involved in the tackle here. Actually, doesn't get involved in the tackle there on this one, but you can see like just to be able to stop linemen in their tracks and then on top of it, get off blocks. Again, not the fastest to like key and diagnose plays, but you can see like just the strength and the power he has. Just gets a little bit of help here too with the running back trying to split through that gap. But I mean, he takes that gap away and takes that rushing lane away. Like that's a pretty good example right here. Boom.
Yeah.
Tighten that gap. I mean, he doesn't make the tackle in this one, but the running back has nowhere to go because he closes the gap with that guard.
Yeah, and he's got Fat Boy Coleon in front of him. Just
that helps. Yeah. I like this one too because like it kind of just showed a diversity of like how he can defeat blocks. Like this time he's going to be on the front, or I guess playing middle linebacker against counter. Now this is an example. This was like I think probably in November, so later in the season for Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Like you'll see as soon as he sees these guys pull, now he's a lot faster to trigger.
Yeah.
He does a much better job of getting to the spot a little bit faster to be able to beat that puller inside. And on top of it, nice little rip move to beat that block and making sure the running back bounces it wide. And two, like see a little bit of the bend to turn the corner and kind of get back into the play here and end up getting involved in the tackle.
Yeah.
In coverage, he's not really like a ball skills guy. I think he had like 3 PBUs this year, which was a lot. But what he is really good at is clicking and closing. I think this was technically one of his PBUs, like you'll see here. like just closes on the check down here and ends up poking the ball out for an incompletion.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much his game in coverage. Definitely has the speed and the movement skills to add to like his skill set in this part, but he's primarily just I'm going to close on checkdowns. Like this is where that 1-5-4 10-yard split comes in. Yeah, he can accelerate, man. That's for sure. He's got some burst and some speed to him.
Yeah,
he flows in a hurry.
Yeah, and no false step or anything. He just closed. Yeah, that's click and close right there.
Yeah, absolutely. This next one going to be far from a highlight. Like Arizona ends up getting the first down here, but I like this clip just because to me it shows off like his speed and range. Like you'll see like this corner is going to try and drive on this out route and undercut it and either pick it or get the PBU, but he misses. And then Golday just kind of recovers for him and ends up making the tackle. And if he's not there, I mean, this is a touchdown. Maybe the safety here catches him, but this is a good rep where yeah, it's not an impact play, but it does keep the offense off the board because if he's not there, that might be 6.
Yeah.
And to go from, the sideline, the hash to the sideline, pretty impressive. See another example of him just his sideline to sideline range. Makes that wide receiver miss on the screen. Ends up breaking down and covering for his teammate to make the tackle near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
So, not a huge. Go ahead.
So he needs to teach Genesis Smith this breaking down.
Yeah, maybe this is the perfect combo. I guess if he's playing safety, then it'd be a little different. But yeah, they can make up for each other.
I'm joking. Yeah, it's good.
You're good. But all right, so the next play is going to be a trick play, and I like this for a few reasons. Because one, like we can see his run defense here. Like he does a pretty damn good job setting the edge here against 84, the tight end. And on top of it, now it turns into a pass rush rep where he beats the tight end with the move around the edge. And then on top of it, he finishes with a coverage stop to beat the block. So, again, a lot to like on this one because great block take on, a little bit of the pass rush skills, and then, 2, the ability to kind of close in coverage and make a tackle for a stop all in one play. One more time here. Again, just you can tell is like he got better at recognizing plays as the season wore on because once he sees this running back motion, like he's already anticipating screen, kind of looking for that block. Like right here, once the ball snapped, you see him turn his head, and kind of like seek that block, take it on with his hands. Wide receivers can't block you if you're a linebacker.
Yeah.
End up making the tackle for a short gain.
Like it.
He started doing that a lot more as the season wore on, which is making plays against screens. Next one here going to be lined up in that double mug look. I like this too because he helps sell like the simulated pressure here because he gets involved at the center, but also because he uses his hands so well, he's not going to get like blocked where like the center can grab a hold of him and prevent him from pursuing and making the tackle.
Yeah.
So then he's able to escape. This was 3rd and long towards the end of the game. Ends up making a tackle to save the first down, potentially keep him out of field goal range. On top of it, too, just want to show a little bit of what he can bring as a pass rusher where his edge background comes in.
Yeah.
Nice little cross chop here, or excuse me, ghost rush. Get a win. See a little bit of bend.
Yeah.
Pretty good for a linebacker. Again, background as an edge. Closes on Raiola, forces that ball into the check down. Nice little long arm move on this one.
Yeah.
Ends up getting a sack. So you can tell he was a little bit more in his element playing on the edge in this game against
Nebraska,
yeah. Thank you. Beginning of the season. That's perfect. That's textbook long arm.
Yeah, that's nice.
Extension. Nice little arm over once you get even with the quarterback. Go get the sack. Another good example of the burst and the closing speed, like right here.
Yeah. Because that's a different element he could bring too. Like, I mean, that's probably what's making it so valuable right now.
For sure, too. Yeah, I mean, he can impact. Ideally, he can impact all 3 phases of the game. Would like to see him finish with the sack on this one, but just nice job beating the running back. Little inside stick move. Shows off his athleticism.
What team is this? Ohio University? Is this what team is this?
Baylor.
Oh, okay.
Sawyer Robinson, bro. But yeah.
I'm like, what team is uniforms for
Ohio.
that?
It's Baylor. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like with Jake Golday, there's a lot to like. You can, like I said, he can impact all three phases of the game. Can do pretty much everything you want from him from a linebacker. It's just a matter of can you trust his instincts and trust your coaching staff to develop him in that regard.
Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, that was impressive. He's just athletic, right? I mean, he is basically like a raw athletic linebacker. I mean, there's gonna be a little bit of work that he needs to do, but I mean, there's all the elements are there. He's strong. He
Yeah,
can you can blitz him. He tackles well. I was looking at stats. He's a pretty clean tackler. So, um, yeah, I mean, there's a lot to like there. I could see why he's ranked so high because the upside for him is
yeah,
very, very high. You can just tell that he is definitely like an edge rusher playing
yeah,
like linebacker, right? Making that transition. And, you know, it's kind of in a different way. It's kind of similar on Arvell Reese. I mean, Arvell Reese is an incredible
yeah,
pass rusher, right? It's totally different. But that transition, you see why that is. I don't know if Arvell Reese was a edge rusher at one time. I'm not sure about that, but it's kind of comparable because just you could see that why some of the things Arvell Reese does really well is becomes he translates from edge. That's why I asked that question. Like it's kind of like you could see like that transition kind of helps them with their hands and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah, for sure, for sure. The guy he kind of gave me a little bit of vibes of. Like, granted, Carson Schwessinger, his instincts were a lot better already because he had played linebacker, even though he hadn't like seen the field. But I kind of got like the similar type of feeling, and they're about the same size. Like Schwessinger ended up weighing in at like 240 at the combine and put on a ton of weight, and he's listed at 240 already. So same height too. I think both guys are 6'4". And I mean, we just saw Schwessinger win Defensive Rookie of the Year again. Had the better instincts to I think help him transition a little bit faster,
Mm-hmm.
but outside of that, I think their games are pretty similar as far as like the speed and what they bring to the table at that linebacker spot.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's do some Genesis Smith. All right, so we start off with just him tackling a little bit, right? I can see some run, a little bit of pass too here because he is a free safety, so you're not going to see too much coverage because, like I said, he's a pure free safety. But you see him here in the box here. What I like about this one is him using his hands really well here to take it on this tight end. You see it right here. You see the strength that he has. I mean, a safety versus tight end. I mean, we talk about tight ends taking on defensive ends and how it's a mismatch. The tight end is supposed to be able to block this guy, right? And you can
Yeah,
see right here, you can see the him get his hands inside, extending right there, and then just kind of shedding him and getting in on that tackle.
nice play.
So it's an impressive play right there. So you can see how long his arms. He's kind of a skinny
Yeah,
guy, but man,
damn.
right? I mean, he's kind of shaped like Isaiah Palomar. I mean,
Mm, yeah, except
kinda,
he's a little shorter than Paul Mal. Paul Mal's six
oh yeah,
four, I
6'4".
think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
All right, so
same weight though, which is part of the problem with Paul Mal.
yeah. All right, so this is one of my favorite plays of his because like this shows his ability to tackle, right? Like I talked about him having the struggles with tackling, but this play shows his ability to tackle because what I like is the shuffle here, and then he's meeting this running back in the hole right here, right? He's gonna meet right in the hole, and then he breaks down and he gets low here, and he just shows his power too by being able to keep this guy out of the end zone by himself. Like, look at that tackle right there, and allows the other linebacker to come and get help. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, this shows his potential so much. Like, I was kind of shocked by this when he made that tackle because I was looking at his missed tackle percentage. I was like, well, he can tackle if he wants to. He could break down, right? Good
yeah,
wrap right there. Nice play. I liked it. All right. So here he is tackling in space here. And this one kind of shows off really his speed and his transitions here, right? Because you're getting a basically a quick play action here. They end up getting the first down here, Kansas State. But I love how he's just able to kind of drive on this really quickly and get on that ball as quickly as possible, and he makes a good tackle there in the open field.
yeah, yeah. I'm assuming this was like short yardage too.
Yeah, yeah, short yardage stuff. But you see how quickly he recognized it. I mean, he got there as quickly as he could
Yeah,
right there, and then made a good tackle. So I mean, it's like a little short yardage play, but you can see it from this side.
yeah. I like the instincts to, like you said, to trigger downhill.
Yeah, because he sees it right. I mean, you can tell he's a really
Hmm.
smart player. He sees it, right? And then goes in there and makes that tackle. And you kind of see a little bit like where he's not breaking down, or like what he kind of just goes full speed, and he just tries to roll through guys sometimes, and that's pretty consistent. But sometimes when those guys are tackle breakers, or they got moves and stuff like that, that's when you
Mhm.
start to see him
Yeah,
miss some tackles.
yeah, coming in too hot.
Yeah, like this is a perfect example. This could be end up being a great tackle, and I love this play because look where he's at here, right? I mean, this guy's doing a motion. This whole play is designed to get number 4 wide open and force Genesis Smith to go all the way across the field here against Cincinnati, right? So a little play action, get this guy to drop, and it's supposed to be a wide open run, but here comes Smith. Smith's already there on the other side.
Yeah,
He's come all the way to the other side, and then he makes a great tackle.
that's great. Yeah, that's a great play.
Yeah.
Because
Go ahead, Matt.
I was gonna say, you're thinking you're giving up like at least a few yards here defensively, and he just makes that play right at the line of scrimmage. It's great, great route.
Yeah, this just the instincts, right? Because he sees it, he just starts running full speed too, like and he doesn't get caught up in the mess because I mean that's the plan. Like you're supposed to get caught up with all these
Yeah,
guys up here. He does a good job of avoiding the safety here, so he doesn't have to lose speed, and then he goes right there, boom, make a great tackle there. You can see it from this side. It's kind of just how crazy it is, how quickly he gets there, and that's what I'm talking about. The speed he has at 6'2",
yeah,
204. You see how fast he is.
yeah. I feel like you can tell he's like aware of where he's at on the field because that clip you showed, like he like took a peek at the safety
Hmm.
to see like make sure he wasn't gonna run into him.
Yeah. I really like this one too because you can see how quickly he comes down here on the screen here. I'm saying he's just a pure free safety, and what I like is that he sees this tight end start to go out to block this player right here, right, and he just that tells him I've got to drive right here on the screen here, boom, right, and this is what I'm talking about when he breaks down because you can see here where he kind of slows down a little bit, he breaks down, he's able to make a good tackle
Yeah,
for his fourth down there. You can see it better from this angle here, boom, right there, and just breaks down and then makes a good tackle. Boom. And then I mean he's a good blitzer too. I mean this ends up being a run play with him blitzing off the edge, right? And this ends up being a QB counter here, right? And he's blitzing off the he's blitzing right there, and this was something when he breaks down, it ends up being a good tackle, and that's what I really like here. See here, boom, break down. Don't try to overplay play it. And then, get him right at the legs, make a play.
a nice play.
Really like that play right there. You can see it from this side here. Right here. Boom. And just break down, make a great tackle in the backfield on the QB draw, blitzing off the edge there. So really like this play. Boom. Good tackle. All right. Here we go once again on this one. Well, and this one kind of shows about this me talk about him overrunning plays, right? And him uh, on this one here because what I like is the instincts. He sees kind of like this QB counter type of thing, right? But you see right here, like he almost ends up overrunning it, kind of forcing the guy back inside. But you still want to see him break down because I mean this is what happens when he gets into trouble, and you see some of like the why he has a lot of those missed tackles sometimes, right? Because if he breaks down and doesn't try to overrun this, then maybe there's a good chance that he could just make the tackle himself. But he forces it back inside,
Yeah,
but you just wish he had a better job of kind of break it down there a little bit.
yeah,
All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, so here he is in coverage on this one. I really like him and kind of show off his coverage skills a lot here. This is him in the slot. He's 1-on-1 right here, and you just see what I like is just how fluid he is, right? So you see him. He gets right here. He opens the gate right there. Boom. You just see how fluid he is
yeah,
as a player right there, man. I really like. Very fluid at 6'2", right? Great change of direction skills there. Does a good job there for sure. All right, this is one of my favorite plays of him right here. This one just shows off his range. His range is pretty crazy too. So you see on this one right here, boom. And what I like is that he's able to kind of get to this
Ooh,
post route right here, right? Yeah. See, and you see this is the ability to flip the hips, right? See him in the back pedal. He's in side turn. He sees that. I mean, this is great recognition too. Because for him, his ability, because he's looking. What I like about this one is he's looking over here, right? But he's also keeping his
yeah,
eyes on the quarterback, and he understands the concept. So he sees this guy coming in. He's like, I got to post over the top, and he flips his hip.
yeah,
That's all play recognition, and then he gets back there and cuts it off. Because if you're the quarterback, just think about this play right here. You're the quarterback. You see this guy kind of creeping right here. You got a post route, and you got this crosser. You think he's going to hold on the crosser. He's like, no, I know exactly where this ball is going. He's right there for the quarterback. Now he's got to catch this ball for me, but
yeah.
great play.
You know what that reminds me of? You ever see that? Like, heard that clips of like Ed Reed talking about how he played like a post wrong because he knew he was playing Peyton Manning like
Yeah,
for coming up. That's what I feel like he's like doing. Like he's just baiting the quarterback in that throw by opening his hips to the wrong direction, knowing damn well he's just going to spin back around and make a play on the
yeah,
money.
yeah. Look at that.
Like I feel like that was intent. Like the way he like opened one way and then immediately turned. Like I feel like that was intentional, and he's trying to set this quarter or set Avery Johnson up to throw the post
Yeah.
and just baits him into it. That's excellent
Oh,
play.
yeah, you just finish it. Finish it.
Finish, yeah, just finish, get the pick.
All right, this is another one that kind of shows his range too on this one because he's on this opposite hash right here, right? You see him on this opposite hash. There's gonna be a post route, right? So he's got this route in front of him, and he's coming off. He's gonna come off and almost pick off this dig route on the other side, and just
Yeah,
that
I
range,
like it.
man. The long arms,
Yeah, you can tell he spends time in the film room
yeah,
just by these couple plays.
yeah. He sees it. Right, okay, okay. I recognize exactly what's gonna happen, and then just kind of baits him, and then you see it's I'm talking about the speed. Like he just gets there so quickly, and the long strides and the long arms, and that's the end of the
Yeah,
game. This is like the last play for Kansas State. This is a fourth down, right? He almost gets a pick here. Now we got to work in the hands a little bit. We got to you got to catch
yeah.
these, man. Pick sixes. That's a pick six if he catches this ball.
Looked like that was fourth down, so
Yeah,
he was like, it was better to just deflect it. You get better field position. That's what you tell your DB coach on Monday morning.
yeah, yeah. So I like it. It's him kind of just driving on this football like this, man. Almost getting that ball out of nowhere, like because look at you just watch it on this camera, man. He's not in the camera.
Yeah,
You don't see
his
him.
long arms help him out
Then
too.
here he comes.
Damn. All right. Okay.
I told you about. I was like, whoa, whoa. All right. So here's another one. What I really like on this one. Okay. So this one it just shows off his athleticism a little bit too here. So you see him. He's looks like they're in cover three here, right? He understands, so he communicates to this corner that he's like I think he knows a dig is coming here, right? So he communicates, I got the dig here, right? And kind of gets his eyes back on Jalen Daniels, right? Jalen Daniels ends up throwing this dig route, but you can see it just changes direction. How quickly he's able to change, stop, and knock this ball down.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, this is like I don't know.
All right.
It's pretty impressive. He's got some impressive skills. You can see a little bit better from this side, man. You see him point right there, get his eyes just in case anybody else comes, and he understands it, and then you see him just transition quickly right here, even when this ball's even thrown. Because what you could tell he's even baiting Daniels a little bit because like he drives on where the ball is supposed to go, right? And Daniels kind of throws
Yeah.
it behind him a little bit, but he's still able to kind of get there almost, right? So he's got some talent, man. And here's him blitzing, right? Now he doesn't end up getting here, but this is what you could do with him. You could blitz him too. You can see it. Does a good job here of kind of getting this guard right to kind of basically just gets around that guard like that, and then understanding, being patient enough that he knows that this running back has to block six. So if he knows he's patient enough, he comes basically gets a jab step, comes inside, makes him a free blitzer right there, free running to the quarterback. This is a great throw by Sorsby though, but yeah, that's That is Genesis Smith. So yeah, man, I was thinking the same
That
thing.
was very impressive. I'm like, why isn't this guy getting more love? All right,
And I honestly I think it's a little bit part of the tackling a little bit. I mean, I
probably.
bet Daniel probably that's probably something he's probably like
Yeah,
because it can get ugly. The tackling can get ugly
yeah.
a little bit, but it's the coverage skills, the range, and if you could just get him to break down, like he has the strength to tackle, right? He has to. If you just get him to break down, slow down a little bit, stop playing a little bit too fast, slow down, and just come downhill. When you're coming downhill, just he comes out like a bat of hell. He's
Fuzzy
just
feet.
yeah,
Yeah,
and just break down, make that tackle, and that might frustrate you if you're playing him as a rookie a little bit. Like I think he's got to get better at that. Maybe you put him on special teams a little bit so he learns to break down and early on, and then you kind of work him in there, getting to him some plays. But coverage, he's a stud. It's like he's almost elite on PFF. I mean, he's 88 on PFF.
88.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
he's almost elite there. Like he is consistently great in coverage, and he has range like crazy. And he does a good job. Um, you know, as you saw baiting people, it was impressive. That's why I decided to do it today. I was like, I
yeah,
want to show people this.
yeah. I mean, no, I'm looking it up. Like, I got a PFF profile pulled up here. 20% career missed tackle rate, which is high, and it's not good. So that to answer my question from earlier, like you said, that's the reason why he's not getting a ton of buzz right now. But I mean, 10 PBUs in the last 2 years combined, 4 picks, had three in 2024. So maybe the hands are a little bit better than what we saw on tape this past season.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, 193 yards in coverage, and it looks like it was really mainly 2 bad games where he gave up 75 against, who was that? BYU, and
Yeah,
then 72 against Kansas. So
yeah,
for as far as being a coverage defender and as a free safety, I mean, he's impressive. I got him up on, or I got his NFL mock draft database, like their consensus big board,
mm-hmm.
94th on their big board. So maybe a third round target. Like
Yeah,
that was some impressive tape that if they took him in the third round, I'd be pretty stoked because he can fly and he has certainly has the range and like you said, the ball skills and the IQ too to set guys up. Like a handful of those clips, I'm like, I can tell you've been watching film and you know what's coming. You're a guy that puts in the work Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday now. So yeah,
yeah.
that's an interesting dude for sure.
Yeah. Just the length and all of that. It's very interesting,
Yeah,
but yeah, the tackling is consistent. Like, yeah, it's 20% every year. He
yeah,
struggles with that, but like,
that's bad.
yeah, he's got to break down. Like, and I think you could fix that a little bit, but yeah, the coverage skills is crazy. Like, he's got great instincts, man. It's really cool, good. All right, so that's the show for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll be back, with our next episode. Me and Glenn will be back on Monday, and then we'll be back on another episode on Wednesday. And I hope you guys enjoy this episode. We are out of here. Be sure to subscribe button, subscribe, and make sure you hit up the Tape Don't Lie store for all your good Tape Don't Lie gear. All right, guys, we're out of here. Peace.
Peace.